right, we are live. Sunday night edition of the DNVR Nuggets podcast, emergency edition, presented by Xfinity. Lock in your 5-year price guarantee with Xfinity. Xfinity, imagine that. Me and Adam talked yesterday about the news that Nikola Jokic might wait till next summer to sign his extension. So thought we'd run it back tonight. I'm Harrison Wind, and I got D-Line with me tonight. What's up, man?
Oh, I told you. I went golfing earlier. My body hurts a lot. I'm in pain. My back hurts so much when I was done golfing that I went and bought a bed on the way home.
Like a new mattress or full bed?
I popped off for a system.
Sleep Number?
Yes. I got the thing. It's I popped off, bro. We'll just say that.
Wow. Love that for you. Actually, sorry for you, but love that for you at the same time. Look, man, a lot of rumors came out today, so I thought we could just get together and talk through them. We're going to talk Jaylen Brown. We're going to talk, in addition to David Adelman's staff, maybe. What's the latest on Peyton Watson, Cam Johnson, Tim Hardaway Jr., and everything else kind of going on around this team. Real quick, though, I did want to start off with some positive news.
I know, please.
Because all these rumors, man, I can't remember. I mean, yes, we were very down after that embarrassing first-round loss to the Timberwolves, but these rumors they're doing a number to me, man. These are some negative rumors that just keep hitting us from every single angle every day right now, it feels like.
Our defenses, our walls got ransacked, and now I told you, everyone overran our kingdom, and now we're just there's literally nothing good that is going to come out that's going to make everybody happy. There's just no thing that can happen. But you're right, they're just piling it on. It just is there's not this is why it's so bad to be a diehard, because my mom, I'm like, oh my God, you know what's going on with the Nuggets? She'd be like, do they still have that Joker guy? That's a better way to live, brother.
Well, here's the positive news. Everybody's probably going to be upset that I teased that this is positive news, but Serbia beat Czech Republic in a closed-door scrimmage yesterday, and Nikola Jokic had 16, 14, and 8 in a 14-point win. How's that for positive news?
I remember this last year, too. There was the hint of a game that took place that had, moderately impressive stats, and we were like, all right, sick, yeah, dope.
It was also a closed-door scrimmage, so who really knows what the actual stats were?
I feel like this was the question last year, too. We were like, is there any way to verify this, or are we just going to gas up our
You're going off one guy's account of what the stats were, and that one guy only.
It's like when I'm at Summer League telling you what's happening.
Yeah. I don't know how he looked or anything, but I'm sure he looked like Nikola Jokic. They have 2 World Cup qualifiers coming up in the next few weeks that we'll actually get to see him playing. So those could be 2 more things of good news in what might be a pretty tumultuous month for Denver, but we'll see.
Well, listen, man, you have to just kind of decide where you are with this team.
Yeah.
And if you are a person like myself that believes the Nuggets as constructed are good enough to get it done with injury luck and injury help, you can just ignore a lot of this as just wait and see. Just wait and see. If you're a person that believes the Nuggets are irreparably broken and change must come, and that's the only way to get to the next step, it's gonna suck for you. You're gonna have a bad time. There's a chance we all have a bad time. It really is out there. As I think Adam put the other day, the vultures are circling now that our walls have been ransacked. So listen, man, you got to man up. It's every man for himself at this point,
Yeah. Before we get to Jaylen Brown, I got to get your take on the Jokic news from yesterday. Because me and Adam talked through it. I don't think it's great. It could turn out to be good if he puts pressure on the organization responds, but I don't think it's great news for what the discourse is going to be like next season. What was your kind of take on it?
Did you happen to see the video of DeMarcus Cousins talking about Jokic?
Is this recent?
I believe so, because I've never seen it before. Somebody threaded it under a tweet that I sent, and I found it quite prescient and also revealing.
Okay.
And what he said was, when he was playing with Jokic, he was saying like, when your next deal kicks in, like you're gonna be made it in the shade. And Jokic was like, I think I might retire after this current contract that I'm in. And DeMarcus Cousins was like, what are you talking about? Like, you would leave $300 million on the table? And then he went on to just kind of talk about Jokic's approach to basketball, like we all heard, but like really rang true. Like, it just like really hit me, talking about he truly looks at this as his job. Like, this is his job. We all want to retire from our job because we don't necessarily, I like doing this, but I would also not like doing this. You know what I mean? Like, it would be sick to just like not have to do this stuff and get to spend time with my family.
Fair.
But that being said, so I believe that Nikola Jokic is ultimately motivated by money here, which is how you approach a job when it's just a job to you. It's like, if it doesn't fill your soul to the point that maybe it doesn't for Jokic, maybe it does, I don't know. But if you really just look at it as something like it's a necessary evil, and he happens to be the best player in the world at it, like, you're going to want to get the most money out of giving your time. And so with that, and understanding the way that his deal is structured and what is on the horizon for him if he does wait, which is the ability to sign a bigger contract using the Nuggets bird rights next summer, it computes. It makes sense. If you look at it as Jokic is tortured by the idea that he's not looked at as the best player in the world because they didn't win, and winning is something that's very important to him, that he thinks will characterize his legacy and how people look at him as a person, then you can view it as he's putting pressure on the organization to uphold their end of the bargain. And I don't really find myself on that side of thinking. I just kind of think that Jokic likes his situation, wants to play with guys that he likes, wants people to play the right way, wants to feel like he's not just like wasting his time. And it's impossible to say that you're wasting your time with this current lineup, this current roster. I mean, we went through hell last year in that just so everybody knows, I was watching the Bulls show, and I shared it with the group. Like, I was watching the Bulls show during draft night, and they clowned us so hard for being like, last year was so hard. They're like, oh, was it? Was it so hard?
Like, we've had a year way worse than your last year for the last 10 years.
It's like the world that they live in. And
think of
like,
the worst year you guys have had covering the Nuggets. Yeah, that's what we've done for 10 years.
So you sometimes need perspective, but I know where everybody is at right now, and I just can't follow there. I can't go there with it. Like, I don't feel the same level of, I don't know. I'm not nervous. I don't feel like we're in trouble. I don't feel like, this is all going to fall apart because the Cronkies won't shell out an extra $500 million to go into the second apron. I feel like there's just like a lot of good options, and the Nuggets really haven't exercised any yet, so it feels bad.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a huge week because I think tomorrow the ball is going to get rolling on a lot of things. Tomorrow, June 29th, Monday, is when they have to decide on the team option for Jalen Pickett. I don't know what they're going to do with that. I'm guessing.
Why would you keep Jalen Pickett? Like,
well, because he's a really cheap contract. That's why
but like they clearly don't like him. I mean, it's like,
yes. Clearly.
It's like it's like what is the point? Why don't you get somebody that you'll play? Somebody that can actually.
The only reason they would keep him is because he's cheap, a very cheap contract.
There's a million guys that can be a cheap contract. As soon as Jalen Pickett doesn't have a contract, he's no different than a guy at Summer League. Like,
but I'm saying Tyus Jones is going to make like $1.5 million more than Jalen Pickett on a minimum contract next year.
I see. Well, because he's a veteran, right? It
right.
Depends on how long he's been in the league. There are different archetypes of players that are available that are playing in other leagues. There's like, it's like you clearly don't like this player. So, okay, find a player you like, man. Like, let's bring in Bogdanovich. Let's bring in like whoever you're going to actually empower. Because I like Jalen Pickett. I see what Adam was excited about with him. He's a smart player. It's just like, I also see the flaws. It's like really hard to overlook them, but he was unbelievable in that -7 game. Do you remember he beat Philadelphia on his own?
Obviously, yeah, he was great. He was great.
He can, so he has that in him. He can shoot the ball really well. He's just so slow and like so plodding, and it like doesn't work with our second unit because those guys are like athletes.
Yeah. We'll see what they do there. I mean, in a sense, I'm with you when it comes to Yoke. The thing that is just really going to suck is like, look, I don't think he's leaving the Nuggets. I think he's going to be Nuggets forever. But this did go from a 1% chance that he ever leaves Denver to, I think, 5, and I think it's a significant increase just because you're opening up the door that it could happen. I'm not saying it will, but I think it raised the percentages slightly. But the bigger thing is just we're going to have to hear about it for the next year.
That's the thing is like it fucks us. Like this sucks for us.
And it's a distraction for the team. I think it can be a thing that the team hears about as well.
With this, the difference, like you're not wrong, but there's something about like, okay, he didn't sign a contract. You're not asking like the Giannis thing. He like didn't ask to leave, but he didn't not ask to leave. It was just like clear forever that like he wasn't putting pressure on to get out, but like he was, because you don't want to go out and burn bridges, which I completely understand. And he felt like the issue for me is the Nuggets are at that precipice. They're at that place where you can really F this up by trying to take a swing for a different player, a different archetype, a different recipe that's unproven. If you think about all the combinations of players that you can put together, there's only a very finite amount that can result in a championship, right? Like even like really good combinations of players, like for whatever reason can't get it done. We have a proven formula. This formula, these 3 guys that we have put together are a proven commodity. That's not a small thing to say. It's like everything else.
They're proven in 2023. You think that still holds up for sure?
Jamal just had his best year. Like he's been, even though he got like somebody I saw in the chat said they think I'm crazy if I think the Nuggets were a healthy AG away from a championship last year. I don't think I am. Like I really don't. Like I watched them beat you shouldn't think that the Timberwolves are they're like right here with the Nuggets always. They really are. Like they were constructed to beat the Nuggets. If they beat the Timberwolves because they have AG, I watched them beat the Spurs going down the stretch when the Spurs wanted that game. And I watched Jokic drop 40 on him like he does every single time on Wemby. So listen, I understand why people want to make changes. I also understand like it's okay, how many, like this is like a fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, whatever. With AG, it's like 2 seasons in a row, bro. Like are we just lying to ourselves that this guy can do it anymore and be counted on? That's kind of where it is. It's like you either trust that AG can be good again or you cut bait. But like players play till they're a lot older now. Medical science is much better. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, the Nuggets feel like they have a bunch of moves to make or a couple moves to make, this week. So it's going to be really interesting. And I think we can just get to the first trade rumor on the agenda. Let's start with Jaylen Brown. So a couple of people have reported that, the Nuggets have interest in Jaylen Brown, Mark Stein, Mike Scotto. And, they've registered interest and they are just seeing if they have a trade package that would make the Celtics interested. I think it's very unlikely. I would wager the Nuggets don't have a package that they're that interested in just because I think they want first-round picks above anything. And the Nuggets don't have any of those to trade. I don't know what they think of Jamal Murray. I don't know what they think of Aaron Gordon. I'm sure they like those players to an extent, but I think the lack of first-round picks might end up hurting Denver in this deal. But here's where I come back to on Jaylen Brown. And we've talked about this, me, you, and the fellas in our chats. And I feel like I'm the most pro Jaylen Brown out of anybody. Because here's how I
understand why. I definitely understand why.
Here's how I look at it. The Nuggets are backed into such a corner right now that they're probably going to have to move off of Cam Johnson for very little in return, to sign Peyton Watson, stay under the second apron, which I just cannot believe they're going to go over if no other team, maybe other than OKC will. Maybe they'll shed more money beyond that. I don't know. But they're backed into a corner and have to make trades where they're at a disadvantage right now. And right now, to me, it's tough to imagine that heading into next season, they're going to have a better team than they had this last season. Jaylen Brown, to me, is a lifeboat. If you could get a deal done for Jaylen Brown, if it's even like Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, if it's around Jamal Murray, if it's around Aaron Gordon, that to me is a lifeboat that you can get a former finals MVP, an all-NBA first or second team type of guy in here and in a sense save this team. I think. I don't know if you have other outcomes that you can do that would make this team better heading into next season than where they were last year. Peyton Watson brings a different dynamic in the starting lineup for sure. It will probably take a while to gel. The potential is there. But I mean, if you had Jaylen Brown, Nikola Jokic, and this roster, and you bring Jaylen Brown to Denver, yeah, I mean, you can talk about the chemistry. Like, he might be losing his mind right now. I don't really know what's going on the last couple of days. You, of course, have a lot of questions about that. But with the position the Nuggets are in right now, I feel like they're backed into such a corner where that would be like an awesome out that they could have. So I don't think it's going to happen. But to me, it would be an easy yes if you could bring him here, just because out of all the options on the table, it feels like clearly the one that gives you the best shot to win it next season. And at this point, that's really all I'm concerned with.
Yeah. I don't know if I fully agree with the assessment that they're backed into a wall, but I do agree it feels that way at the moment. Like it does feel like the walls are closing in. And, I see people say that Jamal Murray is, as a matter of fact, not good enough to get it done. And I'm like, well, I saw it happen, so I don't know what to tell you. Like, if he's getting swallowed up by Jaden McDaniels, it's just like sometimes it's like Chet Holmgren. Like, does Chet Holmgren suck? I don't think he sucks. I just think he got paired up against the exact wrong guy for him in Victor Wembanyama, and it just eviscerated him, made him look a lot worse than he actually is. Like, I look at like what Swipa did in the playoffs, Fox, and like he just straight up missed stuff. He just like fell apart mentally, and that's different than what happened with Jamal. Like, Jamal just got like beat up by a guy that shouldn't be able to be his primary defender. It's like if you have somebody that is bigger, that where Jaden McDaniels has to pay attention to that guy, like MPJ or something. It's like he doesn't get the opportunity to just swallow and consume and spit out Jamal Murray, which is what will happen. He's just better than Jamal Murray in that matchup. It's just like a fact. But if it's like, I don't understand how you can't get around that. But a lot of it comes down to the fact that they just needed goddamn Aaron Gordon. Like, they needed him. So this is the tough part for me, is that I don't see them as broken. I see them as in a lull, and you can overreact, you can underreact. We're going to see what happens. It's just like, if we went into next season, we had the same team for the most part, and it wasn't that we got worse. It's just we figured out what our holes are, and we filled them with different players. That to me is something that makes more sense, starting from a foundation of understanding like where our floor is, and like how can we get the right players, like more physical defenders, more people to put around Jokic in the starting lineup when it gets down to crunch time, that are like more stout defensively than Bruce Brown, more stout defensively than Jamal Murray, whatever. Like, I just really caution the idea of overreact and blowing it up, because it just feels like it would be a good move necessarily if you're not positive. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah, you're right, but those are the type of calls you have to make.
Absolutely.
When you're running a team like the Nuggets with a player like Nikola Jokic. You have to know.
Yeah.
Or if you don't know, you have to put your best guess forward on what direction you have to go.
Yes, yeah, and to Snowwolf, yes, Jamal totally quit because he got destroyed by this guy. He cannot beat Jaden McDaniels one-on-one. Cannot do it.
Yeah. I mean, I am with you that I would be down to potentially run it back with a similar core if you could make big moves around it that brought in the right defenders and the right ball handlers.
Yes.
I just don't know if that maneuverability is out there.
It might be. So, I mean, the kind of where the Nuggets are at, it bears repeating, is the Nuggets went championship or bust last year. They went all in. They traded out MPJ's contract to bring in Cam Thomas. He was Cam Johnson. That was one of the biggest moves of last season, if not the biggest. I mean, there weren't a lot of big ones, but that was closest to the biggest one. Like the Nuggets were major players last year, and it got them to a place where they felt good about their team, but they didn't feel good about the outcome because they didn't have their team when it mattered. And that's I put you in a weird spot. It's like, okay, I feel like I solved the problem correctly, but there were just issues, like there were variables that I had no control over, and it fell off the rails. So I just feel like they just got to get rugged guys. They got to get guys they can bring in. I mean, you were talking about a guy that went undrafted that could come in and be a really good defender. That could be another Torrey Craig type. That could, sort of fill in and not allow the guys from Boston, whoever it happens to be, to just be able to run full sprint to the basket every time with a Jokic unable to defend him because he's flat-footed and he's not a rim defender. He's just not a rim defender. So it just was a comedy of errors, and I cannot believe that they weren't able to fix them in real time. But it allows you at least to look at your team and be like, okay, we were clearly deficient in the athletic portion of team building. How can we fix that in a realistic way that is not going to cost $500 million?
Yeah. Of course, I'm talking about Exhibit 10 contract player Aaron Nkrumah out of Tennessee State. I like him. I like him. He's going to be at Summer League. Might get the final two-way. 6'6" defender.
I'm interested. And brother, like I got to tell you also, like I'm pretty excited about our rookies now. Like I've been sleeping on this Brazil thing. Like, dude, it kind of looks like he looks like JaVale McGee. Like he's just, and when you don't have to rely on JaVale McGee to be one of your better players, and he can just be like JaVale McGee is in New Zealand right now or Australia, and he is dominating that league. He's like,
where's he playing?
In either New Zealand or Australia, I'm not sure which, and he is the clear MVP. And it's like a pro league with it. I think it might be the same pro. It might be the NBL.
It is most likely, yeah.
And he is I'm not kidding, the MVP. Like he is dominating. And
well, there's not a lot of athleticism in that league. I will say it's more of
that's what I'm saying.
Physicality first league.
Yes, but the point being is like he has rare traits that are incredible, and if used in the right way can be very devastating. So I'm interested, man. Like I feel I'm to the point now where I've kind of turned the page. I mean, it's silly to turn the page now. We're about to get into free agency, which will be the biggest, the most important part of the Nuggets calendar. But like I'm at peace with the idea that the Nuggets have a team that they can win with. I believe this. I mean, I do believe that they still have a team that they can win with. I do need them to work around the margins quite a bit better than they did this last offseason. Even though I think we all agreed with the moves. Tim Hardaway Jr. was great. Spencer Jones was very serviceable. I mean, just think about how long during the season we had like literally Spencer Jones, Peyton Watson, who else? Jalen Pickett. And it was awesome. It was like so fun, dude. I just think we can make it happen if we get the right pieces.
For sure. I do want to get to Cam Johnson trade market and also some interesting news about David Adelman's staff for sure. We are presented by Xfinity on this emergency podcast, Sunday night edition of the show. Your team starting lineup may change, but the price of your internet will not. Check out the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Lock in your price for 5 whole years with Xfinity. Xfinity, imagine that. Okay. Do you want to do Peyton Watson or Cam Johnson or David Adelman?
Whatever you're feeling, brother.
Let's do Adelman.
Let's do.
So this was an interesting rumor. Mark Stein put out there today that the Nuggets are looking for a former NBA head coach to join David Adelman's staff. And this is something that we've talked about on the show. Denver should probably do. They need to shake up that staff in some way if David Adelman was coming back, which he is. And so you instantly think of names like, a lot of the retread names that pop up in some of these head coaching searches.
What about Rick Adelman?
RIP.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Is that right? I can't remember every person in life that's alive or dead.
Yes.
My apologies.
RIP
I didn't realize that.
Adelman.
But listen, what you should take from that is that I have the respect. The respect remains.
Respect remains for sure.
That's tough.
Got names like Frank Vogel, names like I don't know,
Jason Kidd,
Terry Stotts,
What about Jason Kidd?
Jason Kidd might be one of those names as well. I was thinking of like Wes Unseld, who doesn't have a ton of head coaching experience. Didn't go great when he was a head coach, but Nikola Jokic loves him, and he used to be an assistant on the Nuggets staff. He has some head coaching experience. So it probably would be a name like that. And I think it would be a really welcomed addition to the staff. I think it would help a lot.
So this is like, oh God. Like, what are you doing, man? You're going to bring in a guy to usurp, to like undercut your head coach? This is insane, dude. Get a new head coach if you don't feel confident that he could do the job. And it's not like he's looking for another head coach. It's being given to him. It's like you come, the regional manager shows up and is like, you're not really getting the job. We're bringing in a consultant, an outside consultant, to make sure you are able to run your team correctly. It's like, you don't. So what are you doing? You don't like the guy. So why don't you hire an ex-head coach to be the coach then? Like, I don't get it. That is power dynamics, a power dynamic nightmare. Unless
I think maybe the Nuggets are like, we messed up by not putting this guy on the staff in year one. If you look at the Lakers staff, JJ Redick, first-time head coach, his top assistant, Scott Brooks. They hired him when JJ Redick was entering his first season. So maybe it's the Nuggets trying to just go back and say, we screwed this up last year.
I mean, I presume it was David Adelman's picks. So they're saying like, bro, you guys don't know what you're doing. So we're going to put an adult in the room with you to make sure that you do the very important parts of the job that you're clearly not doing or don't understand. And to me, this reads as a declaration of no confidence, a vote of no confidence is what this is. And like, I would echo that feeling. Like, I don't really have confidence in what David Adelman just showed me. He got really seized up in 2 straight playoffs now. Everyone's mad talking about AG being out for 2 years. Like, David Adelman's been out for 2 years on, coaching in pressure situations. And, as a famous quote will tell you, like, it's when somebody shows you who they are, you should believe them. People don't grow a spine. I'm telling you, it's like you either have that thing or you don't. Like, you can get more confident, but there's something about like not cowering and panicking when a moment is big that is, I believe, innate in you, or you have the ability to have a slow heartbeat and you are not overtaken by your lymphatic system when things get wild. Like, it's mechanical in a sense.
I will say Mike Malone wasn't great coaching in the playoffs his first couple years there.
He wasn't great, but he was like he wasn't intimidated. And I feel like David Adelman showed like intimidation in a sense. Like David Adelman took out his starters when there were still like 3 or 4 minutes left in a playoff game. And it was like, are you out of your mind? Like, what are you doing? Like, just ultimate quit stuff. Listen, man, I am a very open-minded person, and I do believe in professional growth. Obviously, people do get better at their jobs. I don't like that the part that he failed at is sort of the your makeup of what your character is part of the job.
Yeah.
But I don't hate the idea that if you feel like David Adelman is an offensive genius, he's able to, get more for and out of Jokic, and we were able to allow him to just focus on that, and maybe other parts of managing the team are come from somewhere else. And it's the Kroenkes obviously very comfortable with a non-traditional power structure in that they don't have a GM, they have a G's M's. So I guess he wants a heads coaches also. Like, fine, weird, but okay. I can't imagine it being a great thing when somebody has to make the ultimate call, but
right. I mean, David Allen is still going to be the head coach. This will be the lead assistant potentially.
Yeah, but for them to demand that an elite assistant with that level of experience speaks to it more than just being a trusted confidant.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's as big of a vote of no confidence as you. I think it's something that can help him, but if things go awry next season, you're probably looking at the person who would step in.
Yeah. I mean, yes, exactly. I mean, it's kind of like naming his successor, or I guess just the, like, if you F up, we got this guy. And, fine, great. Maybe that's
Look,
the
I think
psychology
just
here.
some veteran experience on the staff is something they did miss last season.
Definitely.
In all seriousness, like they had a first-year head coach with JJ Barea, who wasn't a very experienced assistant, and Jared Dudley, who was a little more experienced, but still has never been a head coach. So it was a very young staff, and I think that showed itself at times throughout the season and in the playoffs. So I think this is something that would help. I think it's a good move from the Nuggets to look for somebody like that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm open-minded.
Cam Johnson now. So like it's been rumored for
you know what sucks is that
Sure.
rumors are news. Somebody's just like, Boston would love Cam Johnson. We're like, oh, it's news. Like, what does that mean?
It's news because this could happen a trade could happen today. A trade could happen tomorrow. This is the stuff that will happen this week, probably.
It definitely could. Definitely could.
And there's been, rumors out there that the Nuggets, they're going to trade one of these guys, it seems like. It's going to be Cam Johnson. It's going to be Aaron Gordon, maybe Jamal Murray. They've been floating all these guys out there. Christian Brown, I can't imagine anybody's interested in taking on his deal. They've been floating all these names out there to see if they can get any bites. And I don't think to any surprise, it seems like Cam Johnson is drawing the most interest. A, because he's a really good player. B, because he's on a 1-year, $23 million contract. And he's just an easy guy you can fit into your team for 1 year and take a 1-year rental on. And so the teams I have seen are the Lakers, the Celtics, the Heat, the Mavs, the Clippers, the Magic. And so, what Denver would be looking to get back, I think, in this deal is either no salary or very little salary in terms of getting under the second apron and signing, Peyton Watson to a deal that's probably in the neighborhood of what Cam Johnson is making this season.
Yeah.
What just sucks is that I hate the fact that Cam Johnson is likely gone because he's
terrible.
Good. He's good, man. He's so good.
He's so good, and he's so perfect. And it is what we got from letting Michael Porter Jr. go. So if you let him go, it's like, all right, we just deleted. It's all gone. A total loss. Yeah. And here's what I'm kind of through all of this. The NBA is really messed up right now. The collective bargaining agreement is really messed up right now. The apron structure is really messed up right now. It's vilifying players for earning contracts.
This is what Adam Silver has wanted, though. This is what he wants.
It's crazy. So people
wants the wealth spread throughout the league.
But it's not. It's like he just accelerated late stage capitalism, where it's only the tick's head has now been full of blood. It's either you make 60 million or you're a pariah because you make 4. And everyone's like, this asshole. Christian Brown played his ass off, earned a deal for $25 million. We were all really thought he deserved it, earned it, played into it. He got hurt last year, really did not look good, did not play to that level of that contract. Could still, but it's like Christian Brown's like a villain somehow. Like we're like, this guy, man, he's screwing up the team. Like they have to change that. It's so messed up. Like it I don't know. It really bothers me. They have to figure this out in a different way. Like I propose that you just, as I think I've told you, you get slots, almost like a $5, $4, $3, $2, $1, and like
that
somehow,
graphic.
Yes, in real life, and it's like once you're a rookie, you're a $1 player. And like every team can have one $5 player, a $4 player, whatever, and it's like that's what it is, and nobody's like this asshole. It's like what are you talking about, dude? Like Christian Brown was incredible. It's just like he sucked last year, so now I don't know, man. I hate it. Does it not bother you? Like it really bothers.
No, it bothers me. It's tough, but that's just kind of a reality of the NBA, man. I mean, that's a reality because here's what happened, and I tweeted about this today, and people had a lot of reaction to it. Like if you flash back to last summer when they did that extension with Christian Brown, I think the Nuggets were in a space where they were going to hand out one big money extension.
Yep,
it was going to either go to Christian Brown or Peyton Watson.
Yep. And Peyton Watson never got playing time from Michael Malone.
And, Peyton Watson flashed, but they saw it as we're going to give it to Christian Brown. That was the right decision. And I think at that point, they thought, yeah, maybe we'll re-sign Peyton Watson for cheap this summer right now. Maybe we'll trade him. Or maybe we'll try to recoup some value. I just think at that moment, they chose. And what happened was Christian Brown got hurt, had a really bad year.
Terrible
Peyton Watson had a very good year and broke out right before the trade deadline. And all of a sudden, the Nuggets were like, shit, we have to keep Peyton Watson. We obviously need to keep this guy. And so that's a big reason why they're in this position. But that's just kind of how it goes sometimes, man. I mean, yes, I would bet on Christian Brown having a bit of a bounce back year based on last year. Really, I would bet on him bouncing back a little bit. But it's just kind of how it goes. The Nuggets chose wrong, even if in the moment it seemed like they might have been picking the right guy, even if they shouldn't have given him all that money.
It wasn't that they chose wrong. It's that Malone chose wrong. Like, Malone didn't give P-Watt any opportunity to grow. And so it would have been insane to extend him last season. He hadn't showed you anything other than potential and upside. And this season he showed he converted on upside, which doesn't always happen, but when it does for a guy like Peyton Watson, it's like, oh,
yeah.
And yeah, man, they made this decision having not given each guy equal opportunity, and they had to, like that was the information they had to go off of. So it sucks. It totally sucks. I would be I would be super bummed out if they lost Peyton Watson. That to me would change the calculus of this quite a bit.
If what? Sorry.
If they lost Peyton Watson,
that'd be a disaster. Yeah,
it would be an absolute disaster. If they lost Peyton Watson and Cam Johnson, I mean that would be malpractice. Like, it would be insane. They have to figure it out. It unfortunately does feel like you just simply have to slot in Peyton Watson for Cam Johnson.
That seems what the most likely.
It has to be that. Unfortunately, it has to.
This is a chat from BBT Boy, Minnesota. Eric has a point. So many of the current problems we were dealing with, you can clearly trace back to the Booth Malone war.
Yep.
You have no idea how upset this makes me, man, because Colin Gillespie, this is a quick turn here, but Colin Gillespie signed in Phoenix over the last week. Really team-friendly deal. I forget what the exact numbers were, but everybody's reaction was like, man, he should have tested the market. And Phoenix got a really good deal for a guy who's going to be a really good backup point guard for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
And Colin Gillespie, to me, is a direct casualty of the Booth Malone war.
1,000,000%.
Michael Malone wanted to play Colin Gillespie. Calvin Booth wanted to play Jalen Pickett. And because of that, both Colin Gillespie and Jalen Pickett were hurt by that. They were both sacrificed by that.
And I would say Michael Malone and Calvin Booth also injured by that. Both got fired. Yep. Absolute terror. I mean, it just shows you. It's like when you are pig-headed and you dig your feet in on things that you shouldn't, it will destroy you. The arrogance of both of those guys in the moment and just in dealing with one another.
It makes me so mad, man.
It is sickening because if you look back now that we have a little bit of time and things have started to play out, like Calvin Booth had a good eye for talent. He absolutely did.
Yep. Great eye.
Him picking out Peyton Watson should be, I mean, that is like the guy in your sleeper league, your fantasy football league, pulling out the ultimate sleeper. You've never even heard of this guy. And then he turns into a superstar. And it's like, he saw all these guys. And the fact that they were both just so stupid about it, that they had to fight and, have territorial wars and couldn't get aligned on a strategy where both of their strengths were put to use is insane. And yes, we're all suffering for it now. We absolutely are.
Yeah. That makes me so upset every time we talk about it.
I know, it's insane.
some quick hitters here to finish it up. There's a rumor out there about Tim Hardaway today from Stein. He said the Heat have strong interest in signing Tim Hardaway.
Who wouldn't?
The
He was
Heat are
amazing
just kind
last
of
year.
assembling a team with Giannis and Bam and probably a bunch of other vets. He seems like he'd be a fit there. His dad played there. That makes sense to me. And I don't think the Nuggets are going to be able to afford him most likely.
He did outplay his contract.
So that one's going to
Obviously.
suck.
He obviously, I mean, he came on a minimum. He
Yep.
played on a minimum, and there he came on a minimum to raise his value, and raise his value is that he did. So no, not even a little bit of hard feelings. It's just like he earned himself a bump, man.
And then, all the other Nuggets, like free agents are out there. Bruce Brown, haven't really heard much about him from the rumor mill. Big Val, I think we know is most likely gone, or he'll get traded and then go back to Europe potentially. Spencer Jones, the Nuggets want to keep. But I feel like we haven't heard a lot of rumors around the Bruces or, the other Nuggets lower level free agents. Right. Because I think Denver's just kind of seeing how these next couple days turn out in terms of the trades they make. And then they'll probably reassess what their minimum contracts look like and how they fill out the roster from there.
Every year there's like one guy that is the linchpin, and his deal has to get done first before all of the other ancillary trades get made and acquisitions get made. Who do you think that is this year? Who's like the biggest name out there that people are fighting for? Is it Piwat? Is it?
You're saying on the Nuggets or league wide?
League wide. Like, what's the big? Is it Cam Johnson? Like, who is it? Is it?
Well, it was Giannis, and then we saw a couple moves get made. Maybe it is Jaylen Brown,
but that's trade. That's not free agent. It's like, remember when Gordon Hayward no moves got made until he decided where he was going to go.
Yeah. Look, this could happen, but I would wager that nobody makes an offer sheet and Peyton Watson is not going to sign an offer sheet with another team. Like, that just doesn't really happen anymore in restricted free agency. So I think at the end of the day, that probably just comes down to him negotiating with the Nuggets. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong. Like, that's just the read on it. That's the read most people have, that they're going to retain him. It's not going to be like he signs an offer sheet with somebody for $30 million a year. That just doesn't really happen that much anymore. So maybe it is a Cam trade, because he's a guy, a lot of teams are going to have interest in, and he's probably at the top of, a lot of teams' list in terms of high impact guys for next year that we can get for not a lot. Mm-hmm. And then maybe everybody moves to the next guy on the list.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see kind of how this all unfolds, because it does feel like the Nuggets are in a very precarious position. Obviously, with Peyton Watson, they've put themselves in this place by not signing him earlier, obviously. But I understand why they didn't. But now it's like, oh man, it could go one of two ways, really. It's like he either gets a big offer from the Lakers or the Clippers or one of these places. It's like that matches that insane number, which, by the way, came from north of $30 million is the most.
Well, that number's I'm guessing that number's out there to scare teams off.
Dude, it's the stupid. It's like, shut up. All right. That's obviously not the price. Like, Rich Paul, whatever the age, it's like, shut up, dude. Like,
you think it was like, what's the biggest number we could put out there that people would still take it somewhat seriously?
I still can't get over that Bobby Marks was saying that Christian should be $30 million last year. And I was like, where did that number come from?
I mean, he signed for 25 a year.
I know, but that's a big difference. Point being is that I am very curious.
He could sign for 25 a year if the 30 number's out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It could be, though, that, he could find himself in a situation that Quentin Grimes was in last year, where he was betting on himself to get the big offer sheet, and Philadelphia didn't feel a need to tender him one, and was like, all right, see what you can get. And in the end, he got a terrible contract by his standards.
Yep.
I think he got like $8 million or something. It was like,
did he play on the qualifying offer? He might have.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember, but the point is, it really blew up in his face, and it was something that was dragged out for a long period of time, and was a sort of a dark cloud over the offseason for them. So I hope we're not going to that place.
Yeah. Hey, I want Keon Ellis, Gordon to Yoke. Say nobody wants. I want Keon Ellis for a minimum.
For a minimum. For a minimum. I mean, maybe we can get he and DeLon
Right?
DeLon Wright, and those two can battle it out for the guy longest. Maybe, and then we can also get Kevin Love, and those three can just battle it out to see who's
Kevin Love's going to the Lakers, baby.
I love that DeLon Wright is on a buyout every single year. Everyone's like, God, we need to get this guy. He's got everything.
There was a rumor that the Clippers might be interested in P-Watt. They would have to make a lot of moves to be able to take him on.
Of course, you know who maybe it is Kawhi. Kawhi. There's a
Kawhi maybe.
There.
Yeah, there were some Dallas Kawhi rumors today. Masai obviously in Dallas, of course.
Where is he a RFA? Where is he?
No, he's under contract.
He's under contract.
Yeah, he's under contract.
Incredible.
Yeah. Let's hit some super chats here. Noslav. I like P-Watt. I'm just afraid we end up in June 2027 discussing how we ended up as CB 2.0 contract. Big shout out to D-Line. Congrats on the nuptials. You are now half Serbian.
I'm Zet, bro. I'm a Zet.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, look, would I have liked Peyton Watson to show a little more this season and not get hurt so often? Like, would that make me feel better about giving him that deal? Yes.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's just kind of the NBA, man. Everybody gets hurt. And I think he showed enough. I think he showed enough to know that he is clearly the direction you should go.
Yeah, I mean, when you get a play, it's like usually you get a player and they kind of like, they'll be like Zeke, where it's like he was pretty okay at first. Then he got really bad.
Yeah. And
now he got himself back up to like, he's pretty good. He like improved. But it's like that's the amount of improvement you get out of most guys. If you get a guy like Peyton Watson that makes a leap like the one he made last year, that's where you're like, oh fuck, this is a guy you keep. Like this is a guy who is not done progressing, who's not done getting better. You just have to like watch for once a guy stops improving, that's when you can like really render judgment on him.
And Peyton Watson is the same age as one of the guys the Nuggets drafted this year.
So insane.
And I mean, you put in 4 years of development for Peyton Watson to become this exact player.
Yeah.
This is what this is what you were hoping for.
He just went to DNU. He just went to Denver Nuggets University.
He did. He did.
Played under famous college coach Michael Malone.
Macca Carew, what do you think about getting Bryce Hopkins? There he is, instead of Henry Visser or Ugana Onyeso. We have no backup bigs. We need a big with rim protection. I think the Nuggets are kind of out on drafting young big men for now. They're tougher to develop, I think, than guards and wings. Although they did get Brazil. I mean, he kind of has a identity, I think you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's an outside chance he helps a little next year.
I know, dude. I love guys like Fentanyl Jones, who's like, D-line's high. They were not at all good. I love, like, how could you possibly know that? Shut up, dude. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. None of us do. None of us know what could have been. All we know is that we didn't get.
All we know is they got embarrassed in 6 games.
All we know is they got embarrassed and they didn't have their full team. That's all we know. And we also saw them play very well together. I totally respect the idea and I'm open to the idea that, like, okay, maybe they weren't good enough. Maybe there were other problems, blah, blah, blah. I hate when people are like, you're an idiot. I'm like, what is your problem, dude? Like, are you out of your mind? You think I'm an idiot? What is wrong with you?
80 kilogram Costco chicken. We all know Calvin Booth still stinks. We are still trying to deal with his mess. He should not be allowed to come into the city. Great show. Dylan's Law, when Moach brought up no one watching film and then said coach is tripping.
Coach is tripping.
Unbelievable line. The first guy that came to my mind was P-Watt. Hope he's worth the money.
Who do you think would have said that? That kind of sounds like Jamal, too. Coach is tripping.
Coach is tripping.
Oh, no. You know who it probably was Russell Westbrook.
I don't know who it was. The rate at which Peyton Watson has improved I gotta think he watches a lot of film.
Yeah, man. What I like most about Peyton Watson is that he really, really appreciates playing with Nikola Jokic. You can just see, like, when Jokic says a single word, he's like locked in, and he really gets it. And it's like, we know he communicates with Jokic. They text. We know that they like. It means a lot for Peyton to like want to do right by Jokic. Like. So
well, here's
here's
a moment for you in the Jokic Peyton Watson dynamic and story arc. Do you remember when Nikola Jokic passed him the ball in the corner on a potential game winner that Peyton Watson missed?
Yes, exactly.
But Jokic still had the trust to give it to him and said he didn't regret it. And then, I mean, I know those two texted after that and were fine with it and talked through it. So stuff like that makes me think that Yoke definitely wants Peyton Watson around for the long term.
Oh, I got to tell you this story too. If you keep reading,
Nino Slop, last super chat here. CB for Nikola Jovic and Peyton Watson to the 2.
I would do that. I would absolutely do that.
Yeah, I don't think the Heat would like Christian Brown, although he'd probably crush it in Heat culture.
So I was talking today to Christina, my beautiful bride, Serbian, as you know. And she was telling me the reason we know each other is because she's a big basketball fan and she's a huge Jokic fan, and she started watching the Nuggets. So like, my girl knows ball, which I love. So she was listening to a podcast that Nikola Jovic was on in Serbian, and they were talking about how when they were in Paris, like it was his job to go and like smuggle in all the beer, so that they got drunk every night, that team. And they were making fun of the French guys for like being so serious and locked in, and they were just getting drunk every night. And he was talking about how he is like he's like the little brother on that team, so they like all pick on him, but they really like each other.
Yeah.
And but I think like what it really came down to me is that Jokic really likes playing with guys that he likes. Like in that he thinks of this as a job. Like he wants to work with guys he likes. That's why I still work at this stupid place, is because I want to work with people I like. You know what I mean? Like jobs suck, but like if you can be around a Jovic, a Bogdanovic, if you can bring back Vlatko, like if Jokic is happy and he has like guys around him that are like, they're like doing the right thing. Like Jokic is very responsible. You know what I mean? Like he'll make sure he puts his best effort forward, but you got to like make him happy. Just like surround him with guys that he likes to be around.
Yeah. I think there's definitely something to that. He really didn't have one of those guys last year. One of his boys. So maybe
there's even more. I gotta get more of this lowdown.
So they were making fun of the French team, yet the French got second and they got third at the Olympics.
I think that listen, I'm leaving room for me not understanding exactly what she meant by it, but she speaks a beautiful English, so it's not that.
Cool. Well, I think that's all we got for today. Hey, thanks everybody for hanging out with us on this Sunday night. We'll be back regular schedule tomorrow, Monday in studio. I think our show's at 3 p.m. tomorrow instead of 2 due to some company activities. But we'll see. Should be a really interesting week for the Nuggets, man. A trade, maybe a couple trades, maybe Peyton Watson agrees. A lot of stuff could happen this week, and it really feels like there are a lot of different things on the table. So we'll be here every step of the way.
And can I just put out just one piece of advice?
Please.
Breathe, Nuggets Nation. Relax. Just allow things to happen. Don't get mad about something that a username you just heard of for the first time said something on Twitter. Wait for something to happen and then react appropriately. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst. That's how you have to approach life. We're good, man. We got the best player in the world. We're going to figure something out. Like, it's going to be good, guys. Or it won't. And then we'll figure it out together.
Yeah, pre-getting mad is what we've been doing a lot. I like that.
Exactly.
We should not do that.
Stop pre-getting mad.
Yeah.
Like,
no need
getting
to
mad at
mad.
Just let the thing happen first, then get
Then
mad.
get mad. Yeah, then get mad. All right. We are presented by Xfinity on this emergency show. Shout out to Xfinity. Xfinity, imagine that. We'll be back tomorrow. Talk to you guys then.
We all silly like the mayor.